So we are now going to invite Jeff JERRETT to the podium to tell us about the Tely 10. And Jeff is an elementary teacher from Cavendish, Newfoundland and Labrador. He currently serves on the Newfoundland and Labrador Hemophilia Society as their treasurer and is the province's representative on the National Board of Directors. He has severe hemophilia A and is here to speak to us about his experience with the Tely 10-mile road race that he took part in last summer. Welcome to Jeff.
How am I supposed to compete with that? Look at the tight shirt and then you bring me up here? That's not fair. It's not fair at all. Okay, I'm here to just tell you a little bit of story about last summer I took part in the Tely 10. So, my name is Jeff. I'm from Cavendish, Newfoundland, not PEI. I'm 38. I have severe hemophilia, and I teach primary elementary. I'm thoroughly involved in my community of Cavendish. I suggest you come and check us out. I'm very involved with my school and my provincial chapter. Look at a good-looking group of people. And currently I'm enthralled and a little bit disappointed in Game of Thrones. My childhood was a great big adventure, pushing the limits of what kind of trouble I could find around rural Newfoundland. My mother gave me the freedom and the choice to get involved with most anything I wanted to try out. I played basketball for most of my childhood and played until the high school basketball team up until grade 12. In grade 12, during a ball game, I had an injury to my right ankle. At that time, I was only infusing on demand, and I never really took care of my ankle. Over the next couple of years, I had a lot of small injuries and big injuries back in that ankle, and it became my target joint. It's since then become both the bane of my existence and my guiding light. So for the past 15 years, I've been infusing every other day and occasionally on demand when I need it, especially with my ankle. But most of the time, like you say, it's on my foot, my right ankle. I would consider myself somewhat of an active individual. I was a camp director at Bury Heights for many years during my 20s. As a teacher, I coached basketball for many years. For the past 12 years, I've been involved with organizing a beach festival in my small town community. It's on a beach. It's a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of grunt work, which I tend to do on an uneven beach, which doesn't do any favors to my ankles. So, even though I'm a Newfoundlander, I'm crippled, I'm off balance, I like to look at myself. I think I'm a 6'4" Norse god. But oddly enough, my ankles keep shouting at me and tell me otherwise. Though I'm still really involved with the community's beach festival, I've taken on more of an organizational role as of late. I found myself, after many beach festivals were over with, I was crippled up for a couple days in bed, and I couldn't put my feet to the ground. So I said, something's got to give. So I wanted to push myself to something outside of my comfort range, something that would help me build some muscle mass, maybe strengthen my ankle, drop some weight, and really something to challenge myself and to work towards. For my closest friends and my family, the notion of me walking 16 kilometers in 2 to 3 hours seemed outright ridiculous. So when I said I was registering for the Tely 10, most of my friends' initial response was laughter. They were used to my ankle wraps, my hobbling, my swollen ankles, and my life with hemophilia. But I was committed. I had sat down with Colleen. I told her what my plan was. Her, along with my nurse, Jill, and Dr. Party, we came up with a plan to help me accomplish this. I set out a weekly walking schedule and slowly increased how many kilometers I was walking each week. Starting off slow with 2 to 3 kilometers every second or third day in September, and walking 5 kilometers every day and up to 10 kilometers once a week by April. I had my dose increased with my product. I had Celebrex, and I had lots of ice baths coming home. I had new sneakers, I bought inserts from HealthQuest, and I had a drawer full of new ankle wraps ready to rock when I needed them. I kept an open line of communication with the clinic and with Colleen, and I went and visited them every couple months to make sure I wasn't pushing myself too far. So the Tely 10 is a 16-kilometer road race. Now, obviously, I didn't run, I walked it. But the start of the race is at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's over at 10:30. So that gives me about 3.5-hour window to get my butt over the finish line. If I was going to do this, I wanted the medal and proof to say that I completed it. I set markers along the year and promised myself that if I got too much, I wouldn't continue and possibly hurt myself in doing so. I had a goal that I wanted to reach 12 kilometers in 2 hours by June. And I decided if I could do this, and if I couldn't do it, well, maybe I should stop. But I was dedicated. By the end of the school year, I was walking 8 kilometers each night and feeling great. Once a week, I would push myself with 12 kilometers and was really thinking this was plausible. During each night, it felt great. My ankles were my friends. I figured if I could do 12 kilometers the day of the race with some motivation and hype, I could push through the other 4 and get her done. But on the nights that I would come home after 12 kilometers and I'd take the night's sleep and wake up the next morning, it was like my ankles were yelling at me in a viciously angry foreign language. They were very upset with me. I often needed a cane just to get myself to the bathroom in the morning. My morning routine became longer, whereas I would need more time to let my ankles warm up and getting moving and ready for the workday. But I pushed through. So I got some help along the way. It's my friend April I grew up with, some of my other friends who didn't want their faces to appear. So on a rainy Sunday morning in late July, with the support of my family, my friends, and Colleen, and the clinic, I set out to complete the Tely 10. An hour in the first person had finished, and I was only on kilometer 6. But I was not doing this to compete with anybody. I was just doing it for myself. I made it to the finish line. I made it at 10:10, ahead of schedule, 20 minutes ago. Woohoo! I was one of the last to finish, but I finished. To many other competitors, the Tely 10 is a joke. They run that every day. But for me, it's a big deal. I set a goal, I worked hard, I completed it, and at the end, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Were there repercussions? Yep. The next 2 days, I really couldn't get off the couch, but with some rest and some good old product, I was ready to go again. So was it all worth it? After the ice baths, the early morning battles with the floor, it definitely was. That following month after the beach festival, when I would usually be broken up and in bed for a couple days, I finally realized I was okay. That Monday morning I was back down on the beach, found I had some muscle mass made into my legs. More importantly, I learned how far I can push myself. And even more important than that, I learned how to take care of myself. Would I do it again? Probably not. I will challenge myself again, though, 100%. But the next time around, I'll probably look into swimming or biking or doing something that wasn't as impactful to my ankle. I guess time will only tell. I wear hemophilia like a flag proudly on my chest. Hemophilia doesn't dictate what I do. I choose my own path. Thank you.